Lev's breath came in short, sharp bursts as the sensor blip flashed on the console. Something was out there, something beyond human understanding. The corridors of the space station were silent, bathed only in the cold, flickering glow of warning lights. Every step he took echoed like a heartbeat, yet Lev felt as if something was silently following him. This can't be real," he muttered, staring at his reflection in the visor of his helmet. The console's data streams shifted wildly, projecting coordinates toward an unknown planet. His heart pounded faster, each molecule of his body charged with tension and an impossible curiosity. Lev reached for the control panel, and the holographic map suddenly reconfigured, revealing a world that had never been charted. Then the anomaly appeared on the sensor, a shadow moving deliberately, yet no life signs registered anywhere. Questions flooded his mind. Was this a natural phenomenon, or something intelligent observing him? He adjusted his respirator, gripping the panel tighter, ready for the next move. The adventure had only just begun, and the unknown was already closing in. Lev's hands trembled as he studied the anomaly. The shadow on the sensor wasn't static. It moved with purpose, almost as if it was anticipating his actions. The holographic map flickered, projecting a network of unseen paths across the surface of the unknown planet. Each line pulsed like veins, alive and alert. He knew stepping outside the station was dangerous, yet curiosity gnawed at him. The airlock hissed as he suited up, every motion precise, almost ritualistic. His helmet's HUD highlighted oxygen levels, pressure gauges, and the blinking anomaly. Lev felt the station hum beneath his feet, a reminder that even in the depths of space, life or something like it was watching. Crossing into the observation deck, Lev's eyes caught the faint glow of the planet below. Mountains twisted into impossible angles, and rivers glimmered with light that defied any natural spectrum. The shadow on the sensor moved again, closer this time, syncing with his own steps as if mirroring him. A sudden vibration pulsed through the floor. Alarms remained silent. Lev froze. Every instinct screamed to retreat, yet his fascination anchored him. Then from the planet's surface a beam of light shot skyward, thin, precise, aimed directly at the station. The holographic map reacted violently, lines converging toward a single point where the shadow disappeared from the sensor. Lev whispered to himself, "It's calling me." The word barely left his lips when the lights in the observation deck flickered and dimmed. Shadows stretched unnaturally across the walls, and a low, resonating hum filled the air. Something ancient, intelligent, and undeniably aware had made its presence known. With a deep breath, Lev stepped toward the hatch, his gloves tightening around the handle. One step outside and everything would change. The unknown wasn't just a planet, it was a force, alive, patient, and waiting for him. Lev's boots clanged against the metallic floor as he stepped into the outer corridor. The station's artificial gravity hummed softly, but he barely noticed. His mind was entirely focused on the beam from the planet below. Every fiber of his being told him this was no ordinary exploration. Something alive was orchestrating every movement, every flicker of light. Through the viewport, the beam split into multiple threads of luminescence, snaking across the dark expanse of space. Shadows twisted and stretched unnaturally along the walls, as though the station itself were responding to the planet's signal. Lev's HUD beeped erratically, flashing warnings he didn't fully comprehend. Yet a part of him thrilled at the unknown. He reached the airlock, his hand steady despite the adrenaline pounding in his chest. The doors hissed open, revealing the vacuum of space, with the alien light stretching toward him like an invitation, or a trap. Lev activated the thrusters on his suit, hovering toward the observation window to get closer to the beam. Then the shadow appeared again. Not on the sensor this time. It was real, tangible, moving just outside the station. Lev froze. The silhouette was humanoid yet alien, with elongated limbs that glimmered faintly against the planet's light. Its movements were deliberate, almost ceremonial. A sudden shiver ran through Lev's spine as the figure gestured toward the planet. The threads of light began to converge, forming a complex geometric pattern in space, pulsing rhythmically. Lev realized the station itself was now part of this cosmic choreography. His communicator crackled with static, and a voice, deep, mechanical, yet eerily familiar, whispered, "Welcome, Lev. You were expected." His helmet fogged slightly from his quickened breath. Everything he had known about the universe, about exploration, about control, was collapsing into one unrelenting truth. He was no longer alone, and the planet's secret was about to unfold. Lev's pulse raced as he maneuvered closer to the viewport, watching the alien figure glide gracefully across the void. Each movement was precise, purposeful, almost ritualistic. The threads of light converged, forming a shimmering lattice that seemed to pulse in synchronization with the station's own systems. He activated his helmet's external sensors, trying to decipher the signals. Data streamed in faster than his mind could process. Quantum fluctuations, energy spikes, and gravitational distortions, all pointing to one undeniable fact. The planet was alive in ways humans had never encountered. The humanoid shadow paused, tilting its head as if acknowledging Lev's presence. A subtle hum vibrated through the hull, and the airlock shuddered. Lev's gloves tightened on the railing. Every instinct screamed both danger and inevitability. He knew stepping outside now would be crossing a threshold, beyond exploration, beyond science. Suddenly, the alien's eyes, or what he assumed were eyes, flared with an intense, almost hypnotic light. Lev felt a mental pull, a sensation of being drawn toward the beam. His HUD flashed an urgent warning. External anomaly. Risk of disorientation high. He ignored it. Curiosity outweighed caution. With a deep breath, Lev triggered the thrusters, moving closer to the alien figure. The light patterns expanded, wrapping around the station like a cocoon. Lev realized that every object, every surface, even the shadows themselves, were now part of a communication network, an intricate language of light, motion, and resonance. A sudden vibration shot through his suit. His vision blurred for a moment, then cleared to reveal a new form emerging from the planet, a massive structure seemingly suspended in orbit, glowing faintly. The shadow gestured toward it, then receded, as if inviting Lev to follow. He whispered to himself, This is just the beginning." The unknown was no longer distant. It had arrived. Lev's suit thrusters whispered as he floated closer to the massive glowing structure orbiting the unknown planet. Its surface was covered with intricate geometric patterns that seemed alive, pulsing rhythmically with energy that resonated through the station. Each pulse sent tiny shivers through the hull, as if the station itself was aware of the approaching visitor. The humanoid shadow hovered near the edge of the structure, gesturing toward a doorway, or what appeared to be one, carved seamlessly into the alien material. Lev's breath caught in his chest. Every instinct screamed caution, but curiosity clawed louder. He adjusted his helmet, the HUD flickering with unreadable data, and carefully approached. A sudden surge of light from the structure wrapped around him. Lev's vision blurred, colors and shapes blending into patterns that his brain struggled to interpret. Then came a voice, distant yet crystal clear, echoing inside his helmet. "You are ready, Lev. But the trial has only begun." He blinked. The shadow disappeared, leaving only the structure and the pulsating threads of light stretching to the planet below. Lev knew the real challenge awaited inside. It was no longer just exploration. It was a test of courage, intellect, and survival. As he reached the threshold of the doorway, a flicker appeared on his HUD, a map highlighting a second planet, distant but unmistakable. The system recognized a signal. Something, or someone, was already waiting there. Lev took a deep breath, gripping the edge of the doorway, knowing that stepping through would change everything. He whispered to himself, "This is what I came for, and what comes next will be beyond anything I imagined." The unknown had called, and Lev was ready to answer, but beyond this door lay a secret that would shake the universe, and his journey had only just begun.